Today I'm going to talk to you guys about numbers. Please make sure you get these notes and all the spelling's correct. These are the first set of numbers right here that goes through 10. So starting at the beginning, numero uno is 1, dos is 2, tres is 3, cuatro, 4, cinco, 5, seis, 6, siete is 7, ocho is 8, nueve is 9, diez is 10. Notice there are no accents on these. It's just very, very straightforward. Later we might get some accents added. So here's the next set. 11 through 20 would be said once, doce, trece, catorce, quince, dieciséis. This seis does have an accent. Diecisiete, dieciocho, diecinueve, and veinte. In the 20s, we've got veintiuno, veintidós with an accent, veintitrés with an accent, veinticuatro, veinticinco, veintiséis with an accent, veintisiete, veintiocho, veintinueve, treinta. And then it starts going into three words, treinta y uno, and from here on out we have three words the rest of the route. But 11 through 20 and 21 through 30 are combinations of words. For example, diez, we learned right here, that diez meant 10. And we know that the word e means and. So when you put this together, you're going to have the phrase diez y, which is like this. Dieci, diez y, diez y. That means 10 and. So this is like another way of saying 10 and. Now, we can't really start with 10 and 1 because we already learned that there is actually a word for that. Here it is, once. So 11 through 15 had its own phrases. Once, doce, trece, catorce, quince. We do see the diez y portion here though. So once, doce, trece, catorce, and quince, then 10 and. So 10 and 6, dieciséis. 10 and 7, diecisiete. 10 and 8, dieciocho. Ahí está. 19, 10 and 9. And then when we get to 20, it's just veinte. But we're going to say 20 and 1, for example. So 20 and 1, veinte. So veinte y is like saying veinte. 21 is 21. 22 with an accent is 22. 23 with an accent, 23. 24. 25. 26, which has an accent as well. 27. 28. 29. And then, to get to 30, is treinta. And from this part on, treinta y is, we're just going to put in normal numbers, like treinta y uno. Treinta y dos, but dos doesn't normally have an accent. That's why when you put it right here, it disappears. Treinta y dos. When it's 22, yeah, there's an accent. But when it's 32, there's not an accent anymore. Same thing with 33. Accent disappears. But when it's 23, there's an accent. That's because veintitrés needs to stress the part where it says 3. And treinta y tres doesn't really need to stress that 3 because it's 3 separate words. Treinta is its own word, y is its own word, and tres is its own word. Whereas, like I said here, it's all one word. Veintitrés, one word. Treinta y tres, 3 words. It'll be the same thing with 6. Veintiséis is one word. Treinta y seis is 3 words, so there's no need to stress. The rest are just normal. 38, 39, all good. All the numbers after 30, which is 30, are going to have this multiple word thing. So like 30 and 1. Later it'll be like 40 and 1. Versus the opposite here where it's all one word. 26. It's not 20 and 6. It is 20 and 6, but it's like one word there. Versus later it'll be 3. So 30, 40 is 40, 50 is 50, 60 is 60, 70 is 70, 80 is 80, 90 is 90. Once you get to 100 on the dot, you're just going to say 100. But anything past 100, we need to put ciento in the number. So 101 would be 101. 102 would be 102. And so on and so forth. So we should be able to get to the hundreds at this point. But let's get higher up. Right now, 100 would just be 100, right? We learned that on the slide, that 100 on the dot is 100. But when we have like 120 and maybe like 121, we're above it. So we're going to say unos cientos or cientos. Either way is fine. And then put the following digits. Let's show you how the other ones are going to work. As 100 disappears, we're going to have 2 hundreds. Dos. 100 is ciento. And because this is more than one, this little plural word is going to be denoted right here because that S is there. So you can't say 200, you're going to say 200. 300 is going to be 300. 400 is going to be 400. 600 would be 600. And 800 would be 800. But where's my 500? My 700? Where's my 900? I didn't show you those ones because they're irregular. They're a little bit strange. And here they are. You would want to say 500, but you can't. In Spanish, it's actually 500. And I'm sure you would love to say 700, but it's not siete, it's sete. It loses the I here. 700. And it'd be great if we could say 900, but we can't. It's not nueve, it's nove. So 500 is 500, 700 is 700, 900 is 900, and these are all a little bit weird. Higher than this, mil means 1,000. So this would be 2,000, 2,000, 3,000, 3,000, and etc. Once you get to 1,000,000, eventually, it's going to be millón, un millón. 2 million would be 2 millones, 3 millones, etc. Just so you guys can see clearly, because dos is plural, it's going to be 2 millones. 3 is plural, it's going to be 3 millones. Also, decimals versus commas. So here, we're going to use a comma when we have big numbers. Like, for example, 3,000 would be a 3 and then a comma followed by 3 zeros. But in Spain, they would write that 3 decimal point 000. Both these numbers mean 3,000 in their respective countries. Pi, for example, here we would go 3.1415926. Whereas in Spain, they don't use the decimal point. It's switched. They use the comma. So they'd say 3, rather, I suppose in Spain they say 3,1415926. But notice they switch out this comma for our decimal point. Let's try one here. We've got 378. You guys are going to be able to see 300. 300. 300. We're going to have 70. The word for 70 was 70. We need to have our word and here. And lastly, 8 is ocho. Here's the word for 800s. To add 40, we're going to say 40. To add the and, we're going to say y. And then 2 is the word dos. So hopefully this makes some sense to you. We're going to practice a little bit more in class, but this is just an intro to numbers. Good luck.